Hey y'all, it's Chrissy from Teadoddles. It is Vlogmas day 15, and today I just had a very quiet, relaxing day, uh, doing a little stitching and crocheting, and that was it today. Did a little bit of laundry. I do have to put sheets on my bed before I go to sleep tonight, but that's not that big of a deal. Uh, Yesterday was a tiring day. I was gone most of the day and driving and it's traffic and all that stuff. But at about 11 o'clock, I was ready to head. I thought I had got my dog settled down because he's 17, his back legs don't work, and I have to give him these de-stress chews at night. And I have he takes allergy medicine and what is it, for joints or something, and I give him all of that in the evening. It seems to help him relax, and then I have to make sure he's asleep before I leave the living room, because he doesn't sleep with me. He used to when he was younger, but he um he he needs potty pads now and stuff, so he can't sleep in the bed with me. But I thought he had fell asleep, and then he woke up, and sometimes he wants a little bit of water or something. But he was having some kind of hissy fit. I don't know what it was, but he kept turning around in circles and turning around in circles because he can't really do much more than that. And he uh, was whimpering, and it almost seemed like he had an itch he couldn't get to or something like that. And I was like, I don't know what's wrong. Um, Trying not to hit the microphone. I have it down here on my shirt. But he, so I gave him a pain pill, and I gave him, what else did I give him? Give him a second de-stress chew because he was so stressed out. And I gave him a flea pill, which he didn't seem like he was having issues with fleas, but I figured those flea pills, you're supposed to be able to give them to him once a week if you have to, and I hadn't given him one in a while. So I gave him that, and he just would not. I had to put him in there by his food bowl, which I keep a pee pad in front of it because I have to, and he just kept doing that. There was nothing else I could do for him until he wore himself down, and he finally was just exhausted, I guess, and he finally went to sleep. It was after midnight, and then I finally got to go to bed, and then it took me a minute to get to sleep after all that. That was a little stressful, but he's been quiet today for the most part. He just ate, and I put him. He's in there snoozing right this minute, so usually he is, and then I'll wake him up about an hour or so before I'm wanting to go to bed, and I give him his little chews and stuff, and then if he has to go to the bathroom or anything, and then I get him settled again and kind of sit there with him and listen to something. I slowly start turning the lights off and stuff like that. So we'll see. Hopefully today he won't be that bad. What time is this? 6:30 maybe. I don't know what time it is. It seems so late because it's so dark outside, but it's not really that late. But anywho, I just needed today to just. I did a lot today actually, crochet wise and everything, but I didn't do much else. And I was like, I've got 3 weeks off. I don't go back to school until the first day of school is the 9th, but I have to go. That's a Thursday. I have to go back that Tuesday before that. So the 7th, I go back. So I've got time to do other things. But anywho, I am having me a later evening coffee, which that could keep me up, but I'm not too worried about it. I don't have to go to work in the morning. So, but this is my Holly Yates mug. I think I got this from Target. I think. I don't know. I've had it for a while. But all right. So I did do some more of my little mini stitches. I have one that's not completely finished, but technically I don't have to do it till tomorrow because I've caught up with where I'm supposed to be. There's 15 of these. There's one under this B you can't see. But I have my pine cone and my holly berries. I think I showed y'all yesterday. And I have my wreath done. And I think this is mistletoe. And I got my little tree done. And I've started on the kitty cane. And I did that because I had thread left in that color. I just wanted to finish it up before I took it off the needle. So, yeah, that's what I've got done so far. And I am going to add a blue in there. I was just trying to get through all the ones that had similar colors first, or that I was going to use similar colors on. The designer used, this is Little Deer. You can find her on Etsy. Well, no, she's on Etsy and she has her own website, but I'll put a link down below. That's where I got this pattern from. She has a lot of fun embroidery patterns, and she also sells patterns to make little felt figures and animals. I actually have one I'm going to do, but I'm planning on, because it's a Yeti, and I want it for my more wintry decorations. Because after Christmas, I'll take down some of the more Christmas looking things, and I'll have stuff that's kind of more wintry looking. So I'll be doing that later, because I have them cut out for. There's one that's blue and blues, but there's one that's in browns, and I'm gonna make both, but I'll save the brown one for the spring. He's the spring Yeti. That's so silly, but I like to put fun little things like that on my little mantle shelf thing I have in there. So that's the only thing I really changed out to decor. I have a vase with, I keep faux flowers in most of the time. In the spring, sometimes I'll get fresh flowers to put around the house, but and I have something in my bedroom and one of the bathrooms I put some things in. So not too much, but I try to do it by season more so than holiday. Anywho, I did not stitch on my shoe today. I just didn't feel like I had the brain space for that today. I don't know. If I got to be in a certain mood to stitch on that. I really feel like I need something to hold. I don't know, with the cross stitching, I can get on a roll, but then it's like I can't get the needle to go through the right hole or something, and it frustrates me. But we'll figure it out. All right, so what else did I make? This right here. This is the cutest little thing. Now look at this. It is a little pig hat. And this is for a snowman amigurumi. I'll put in a thing over here that I have a pattern for. That's also for my winter decor, but this is leftover woolies, which is a number 3 weight. I think the pattern is number 2, but I feel like amigurumi, you can really, as long as you change your hook size, you can make it any weight you want. It just will be bigger or smaller. But and I was like, I need to use the rest of this, because I used some in my tree back there, and I was like, well, that's a perfect color for this little pig hat. I'll go ahead and start that. And I finished it today. I still have some of that yarn left, so I'm just going to go in my scrap pile for scrap blankets. But I just think that's the cutest little thing. I do need to put in the pattern, they have a little black embroidery thread in the nose and for little eyes. So I will put those on later, but otherwise, I thought this was so cute. So I finished that. So it'll be just like giving me a head start on some stuff that I plan to do after Christmas. And I also worked on some Christmas gifts. These are, I've got to weave in the ends. These are face puffs. I needed to make some new ones for me, which I have some for me too. But I made a couple along with some washcloths. Well, I had already made the washcloths. So this is, I realized I didn't have any more pinky purpley to go, but I thought this went really well. This is because this is 2 strands held together. So this is a peaches and cream. The variegated is peaches and cream, and then a solid pink Knit Picks cotton. So, and this, I cannot remember where I got this washcloth pattern from, but I absolutely love it, and I want to make some more, but I can't remember where I got it from. So if anybody recognizes this stitch pattern, Maybe I tried to look it up today. I could not find it. It's not a pattern I have in my PDF files. I don't know where I got it from, but I love it, and I want to make more. So I already had 2 made up. So once I get the ends woven in, that'll be a little set. I use these to take my makeup off in the evenings, or just wash my face, wipe my face down. And I have a whole stack of them, and I wash them once a week. And I love them, but the ones I have they need to be replaced because you can only use things like that for so long. I also need to make some new dishcloths for because I wash my dishes with my dishes. I have some scrubby stuff, and I'll do that too. But I made that one, and then I had this washcloth in this pattern. This is the rest of a sugar wheel. I think it was called a sugar wheel. It was a cotton cake thing that's Hobby Lobby brand. Because I made a purse that I have to line still that I haven't done yet. But and so I had that one. So what I did is I took I had some of this yarn left over, just the blue and green, and I used another, what is that yarn? It's the same, it's similar to Peaches and Cream, but it's from Premier Yarn. I don't know, it's called Pickle. So it's like blotchy white, well, it's white background, blotchy green thread. Let's see. Yeah, you can see this green and blue. Yeah. So I mixed it with, I did one with the blue side because the colors don't change frequently in it. And then I did one with the green. I really love the one with the green, but I thought that went well with this one because I intend on giving these along with some beauty supply things, because I have tons of extra beauty supplies because I always get like, samples and extras and stuff. Anytime I order anything for me, I make sure to get it when I can get the extra goodie bag or something like that, because I use it for gifts and different stuff, or for travel. So those will be 2 sets for my besties girls. She has a girl that is 13, and she has one that's 22, which she's headed toward 23. So they're about 10 years apart. So, yes. I only have the one, and he's 25, my son, and he lives with me, and he's, I don't think it would have done me any good to have a girl, because I wasn't into girly or more girl-like things until I got older. And when I was younger, I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Anywho, because they go to dances, and they do all my son did go to some dances, but for a guy, it's not as, I've been dress shopping with my bestie and her youngest, and I'm like, oh, this is a chore. So, but then so I just wanted to show the difference. This is all the same, that variegated, and then the plain. That makes such a cute one. These are the ones I'm keeping for myself. I found this pattern, flamingo toes or something like that. I don't like it as much as that other one. It's much smaller, and which this is a different yarn than that too, but it's just not as, I don't like it as much. But this is for me, so it'll be fun. And the other thing I worked on, I've got to reach over here for a minute. I showed y'all the little spirally Christmas tree I started working on. Well, I took it out, and I decided to do it with, I was running out of the little prickly eyelash yarn stuff, and I wouldn't have been able to make it as big as I wanted to. So I took it out, and I started over. And in this one, you can see, is this will be the top of the tree eventually. I've got to put some more rows in this. But you can see how it's going to be a very floofy tree, but I really like the way this is turning out. I started it off with, I have a bunch of those Red Heart amigurumi rolls, and I did the Christmas gnome, and you could do a Christmas tree too, but I decided not to because I made all these other trees. So I had a bunch of green, because the green wasn't used at all in the Santa gnome thing that I made. So I started with that, and then I was like, I had all this green yarn, which I intend on making cactuses out of. But this was the closest I had, so I went ahead and grabbed it, and I was like, okay, I think it's looking pretty cool. It's reminded me very much of something my Meemaw Teadoddles would have made. She used to go to craft fairs all the time and sell all kinds of things, and this just reminds me of something she would have done. It's like the vintage feel of it. But I plan on going around the edge with just something either fuzzy, or I do have some other eyelash yarn that's not quite as rough feeling as that other one on the last row. So we'll see. But this takes forever to do, actually, because you're basically, you start with a chain and then you put 3 double crochets in everything, and you go back apart and put 3 double crochets in everything. So it gets, yeah, that's what makes it so wiggly like this, but it's really cool. This also reminds me of the time I made one of those loofahs, a crocheted loofah. It was made very similarly, but that thing is so heavy. I gave it to a friend, and she's like, it gets so heavy when you get it wet. I thought, yeah, probably so, because this feels kind of heavy, and it's not cotton, and cotton is even heavier. But anywho, that was something I worked on. I actually worked on that yesterday evening. And then I started another gift. This is the Sia scarf pattern or something. I don't know. I'll have to put a link to it. But I started it. It's really easy repeat. I'm using this shawl in a ball fab that I had in my stash. This is for my bestie. Like I said, she doesn't watch my videos, so she'll never see this. She loves purple like I love purple. I already have a purple scarf. Actually, I have 2 purple scarves, so I figured I'd make her one. And this is the narrow, but this has got a little bit of wool in it, and it'll be perfect because it doesn't get cold enough for us most of the time for us to need anything too bulky. So I thought this would be really nice. It's supposed to have tassels on the end. I don't know if I'm going to put tassels on the end of it because this is such a light. The only reason it seems heavy is because of my little jingly stitch marker. It's such a light fabric that it makes. So I'll see what I do when I get done with it. But it's not going to take this whole ball of yarn, I don't think. The only issue I'm having with this is when I pull from the center, I get these little wads with this yarn. It sticks to itself very badly, which is annoying. But anyway, I digress. But the last thing I was going to talk about, for people who have been watching me for a while, I used to do a club where I did mini maker bags and stuff in my shop. I don't do that anymore. But one year I made these pin cushions, but I made little pockets on it to put, well, these are those foldable scissors. They fit just right in there. I think I'm going to make some more of these. There'll be different fabrics to sell in the shop. This is really useful. I've been using this all day. It can hold needles for my embroidery. It has the little scissors I need when I need to trim stuff. It's got my bigger needle in it for my weaving in my ends of my yarn. So, and it stays pretty secure. I mean, it'll come out if you just, but it sits in there pretty good. So, I think I would make some of these to put in the shop. Tell me what y'all think about that. And then also on the, oh, before I forget, the little tree that I started, when I was pulling out, I got to a point where it just got tangled up. It was, I had to break it. So I'm going to put some googly eyes on this. And this is going to be my Christmas caterpillar. Because the googly eyes also remind me of my Meemaw. Which Meemaw is grandma for Southern people a lot of times. But she loved to put googly eyes on everything. And every time I see those videos where people go around and put googly eyes on stuff, it reminds me of her. But I thought, kind of reminds me of a caterpillar, weird caterpillar or something. So I'm going to put some googly eyes on it. And it's going to be my Christmas caterpillar. All right, y'all. I think that's everything. What was I talking about before that, though? I feel like I was talking about something before that. Maybe I was, maybe I wasn't. I don't know. Tomorrow I'm going to be sewing that is my plan. I do have to go to the store to get some milk and stuff like that, but that'll be it for today. And I've actually talked for 20 minutes already. I can't believe that. But I will see y'all tomorrow. I hope y'all have had a fabulous weekend and have a good start to your day tomorrow. Bye.